week to prepare for this game. One thing to note, in their last 2 losses, they were decided by a combined 6 points. And 4 of their 5 losses overall were decided by 14 or fewer. So they are close.
They're there.
Getting close. Assistant head coach Charlie Ragle joins us now on Fox Sports 910. Coach, you're close, right? It's just a couple tweaks and things will be rolling.
You know what? It is so close, yet so far.
But seriously, I mean,
how are we doing?
Good, man. But when you hear about the Devils, and I think a lot of people that know sports or follow the team know that, hey, it's going to take some time. It's going to take some time. You were out recruiting last week, and the whole team was. But if you really start looking at numbers and you're saying, hey, 2 losses were decided by a combined 6 points. I know it doesn't help, the wins and losses, but you got to be able to build on that, right?
Oh, absolutely. I think when you look at those games, I think in particular when you talk about Oklahoma State, Cal, and Colorado, those are games that you say, man, we certainly had a chance to win those games. And if we'd have done, X, Y, or Z, we probably are sitting at a minimum of 4-2. And then obviously, the SC game was really a 1-score game back and forth until, a little late in the fourth quarter. But you guys know it doesn't work that way. It's certainly the ability to go back and assess and knowing where we are at as a program year one and all the things that we've gone through. Yeah, okay, whatever. That's all been documented. But, we're trying to win games now. These kids don't want to hear that. We got to give them answers to the questions and find out ways that we can help them get better and hopefully take those, those small margins and convert them from the losses to the wins. And, that's what we're going to try and do here on Saturday. And as we go into this back 6, the second half of the season, that's what our intentions are.
Charlie, you talk about self-assess. I call it self-scouting, if you will. We talked about that with the Diamondbacks pitching staff. Please self-assess taking on this Philadelphia Phillies team. But when you look back at the 6 games and you self-assess or self-scout, did the pros outweigh the cons? Was it the cons outweighing the pros? Where did everything kind of fit out before you guys move forward for these next 6?
Well, I mean, that's a broad question. It's a good, it's a really good question. I can talk to you about really what I did in the bye week, right? I went and broke down, all of our stuff as it pertains to special teams. And
Sure.
Then I broke down our defensive ends. And, I looked at a couple of things that Coach Ward wanted me to assess. And then in particular, I looked at, every one of our guys that played their one-on-one pass rush situations, and just kind of, hey, these are how teams are going to play you. These are the protections that we're most likely going to see, based on how you set or just a wide variety of things. But, and then obviously I looked at every rep that we took on special teams and, how do we, how our team's playing us? What can we do to get better? And so when you say that did the pros outweigh the cons, obviously, in the big scheme, right, it's win or loss is the pro or the con. And so obviously it's cons because we're 1-5. But I think where, if you're looking as a Sun Devil fan, and very realistically so when I say this, we got better each week.
Good.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't win. And that's the name of the game. I can't stress that enough. We all understand that. But as you're building in year one, those are the things you're looking for. As you're building the foundation and we're instilling the things that Coach Dillingham wants and the culture and all the things that we're trying to get right for the big picture along the way. And in that process, are we doing those little things that are going to help us get there ultimately in the end game? And from that standpoint, I believe we are. We certainly, I think, have seen that week to week, us continue to get better. But, that's not good enough as we try and convert these things into W's.
Charlie, my question for you, now that you're doing coming off that bye week, did you get healthy? Are there more guys now on your team that will be available to play in Seattle this weekend?
You guys know I shoot you straight all the time. I'd like to tell you yes, but that's just not the case.
Okay.
It's we're just, we're not. I mean, now, in terms of the guys that are going to play, they're certainly going to be healthier. In terms of, I thought we did a great job. I thought Coach Dillingham had a great plan in terms of how we approached the bye week and, getting these guys as much rest and still keeping them in shape and active so that they're ready to play on Saturday. But, just some of these things are just out of our control. And a bye week is, for that standpoint, what I just mentioned, yes, but for some of these injuries that we're facing, you just, your week isn't enough time to heal some of these. And so we're in a tough situation as that goes, but you know what? We're going to go out and play with who we got and play the best we can.
Charlie Ragle joining us here. Rock, Manuch, Jimmy B, thanks to Crest Insurance Group. How different are things with Coach Dillingham taking over the play calling?
Well, I mean, I think, at the end of the day, it's what he obviously is made his name at, right?
Mm-hmm.
And, but I think at the end of the day, and he'd tell you this himself, at the end of the day, we're judged on wins and losses, and we've got to continue to improve. I think the one thing early on that we saw was just the carousel of quarterbacks and guys getting hurt. I think that really made it tough on Coach Baldwin. And then when Kenny took over and started calling plays, it made it tough on him. Now that we've had Trenton in there for a few games now, we're able to get that. And we talked about this, a couple weeks ago, able to get that consistency and the guys around the quarterback know what to expect and are able to feed off of that. And so I think that's only going to enhance what Coach Dillingham is going to be able to bring to the table as we move forward in these next 6 games.
Coach, is it Elijah Badger? Rock talks about play calling. Is there been more of a concerted effort to get him the ball, because he's really jumped off the tape, Coach, these last couple of games on special teams and receiving?
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, I think when you got a guy that makes plays like that, and you guys know, like, hey, it's we want to try and get him the ball. Like, hey, you got to get your playmakers the ball, and obviously he's done some great things, as you mentioned, on special teams as well in the return game, and continues to do that. So he has, and obviously, hey man, we're going to need him. If he can continue to make plays like that, we'd be silly not to, and that's part of it. And so we'll continue to find ways to get him into the equation for sure.
So this is going to be another Heisman Trophy candidate that you're going to be matched up against in quarterback.
Oh, by the way.
Yeah. So it's not easy, Charlie. It's not easy. What can you I know. Yeah. Can you do anything? I'm sure you looked at what Oregon tried to do. Can you do anything to slow him down?
Well, I was thinking maybe Halloween's getting close. I just dress up like a ghost and disappear. I don't think that's gonna help at all.
Yeah.
You know what? Like, again, and this sounds cliche, but it's really not. Like, look, we can't control who we play. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? He's a hell of a quarterback, and Caleb Williams was a hell of a quarterback. Like, but really, it doesn't matter whether we're playing. This is what we've stressed to our guys all along. It doesn't matter. Whether it's Southern Utah in week 1 or it's up at UW in game 7 for us, we have to prepare and get ready to play the same way, because that's all that we can control. And really, it's about how good can we be, because we have no matter what we do, we're not going to control what he does. And so we're well aware of his accolades and the things that they've done at UW and the season that they're having. But for us, it's just trying to focus on the little things that we can do to get ourselves better and just go in there and try and play a clean football game and play at the highest level possible that we can play at.
He's Charlie Ragle. Thanks to Crest Insurance Group. Hey, what's the weather? Do you have any early weather calls up there? You going to get any rain?
It's looking pretty good. As I checked, I haven't checked it today yet. I've been checking on the daily.
1 minute.
It started out at the beginning of the week at about 25% chance of rain. The last I looked yesterday was at 7%.
Okay.
I think about a high of 62. The low in the low 50s. I think we're going to be okay weather-wise, which is I've been up there in October, late October, and I've been there when it rained, and it rained so hard it was coming down sideways. So, the fact that we got to go play these guys is a tough, it's tough enough. The fact that you sometimes got to do it in torrential downpours makes it even worse. So I think we're going to get a break as far as the weather goes. Hopefully the game will break just like the weather, and we should be in good shape.
Charlie, I grew up in Seattle. I can tell you right now, people in Seattle do not get a tan they rust.
They rust. Jeez. Oh, that's Jimmy B for you. Those dingers. Yes, good stuff.
Yeah.
Sorry to do that, Charlie.
Yeah. It was such a good interview.
Yeah,
too.
it was such a good one.
Yeah.
We're not going to replay it now. I mean, jeez. Thank you, Charlie. We'll have good luck this weekend.
I appreciate you guys. Talk to you
got
next week. Go Devils.
You got it. Charlie Ragle joining us. Follow him on Twitter at Ragle Charlie. He's presented by the Crest Insurance Group. Crest Insurance Group offers personal, business, specialty insurance solutions for clients across all markets. Just go to Crest